right, huge game. Big game breakdown. Big series continues. St. Louis at home against Milwaukee. Brewers beat them last night. Milwaukee now a game and a half back behind the Cubs. And St. Louis only a half-game lead over Colorado for the second wild card spot. Do not forget, huge, St. Louis closes with 3 in Wrigley. Gomber against Gonzalez, $1.10, 8.5 the total. It was a bullpen game for the Brewers, and they got through it and got the win. They trailed in the 7th, gave up the lead, battled back to win in the rain delay as well. I don't know. I mean, the Cardinals had a great record here once they fired Matheny, but now they're kind of limping to the finish line, and losing 2 out of 3 at home to the Reds and losing 2 out of 3 at Detroit might come back to bite them.
Oh, it sure might. I mean, we're talking about they're fighting. There's nothing locked up for St. Louis, nothing even close to being locked up for St. Louis. So they got to win. Milwaukee's got to win too, as they're trying to win the wild card to catch Chicago to win the division. Only a game and a half behind the Cubs right now for the division, with Chicago losing last night. It's a 90-win team now for Milwaukee. And look, last night's game, the Cardinals were really, really sloppy. You know, it was 6 walks for St. Louis. They hit a batter. They had a throwing error over the last 4 innings. That allowed Milwaukee to score 5 runs over the back half of that ballgame and steal one in St. Louis. They've been stealing one in St. Louis on the red, 9-4 their last 13 meetings against the Cardinals at Busch Stadium. Although one thing the Brewers haven't done, and you were some of the quotes after the game concerned me a little bit, where it felt like, all right, they got the win and now they're going to exhale a little bit. That's one the concern. But this one from Christian Yelich stood out to me, that kind of mitigated some of the other stuff that I saw from Milwaukee. Yelich, quote, "We've got to focus on every night individually. You just can't get caught up in the long-term picture. You got to focus on every day, put all your energy into winning that night. Sometimes that's easier said than done." And one thing this Cards team has been pretty good at, even with their struggles down the stretch, Pauly, they've been pretty good at bouncing back off a loss, pretty good at bouncing back off a poorly played game like the one they had last night.
Yeah, St. Louis is 8-2 in Gomber's last 10 starts. It's Gio's 4th start since being acquired in the trade by the Brewers, and he pitched well last time out against the Reds, although he's under 500 with his win-loss record. So it's a huge game coming up, and this will be the play of the day in a second. 6 days left in the regular season. What's your advice to betting baseball the final 6 days?
Beware. I mean, it's almost like week 17 of the NFL season. You find 1 or 2 bets in week 17 that look good, you're happy. And you're like, these are the best bets, and I'm good, and that's all I need. You're not going to look for a card that tends to have a lot of randomness. When it comes to the final week of the MLB campaign, everybody's resting. You know, the elite teams are resting guys. The managers are trying to get the rotations ready for the postseason. And there's much less emphasis on actually winning the game, with the exception, of course, of the teams that have to win. And the must-win teams are priced like must-win teams. So we're talking about the last week of the MLB campaign. I'm telling you, my bets are few and far between. If I find 2 or 3 bets this week in baseball, I'll be very, very happy. This is not a time to be peppering the board with wagers up and down the card. Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the games.